So what we're going to continue to do now is just to go over a few platforms. The main idea here is what I am going to do is I didn't really prepare to do what I'm going to be doing, uh, but my primary goal is just to have everybody reviewing platforms. It's it's extremely essential for the coordinators to review platforms. If you don't review platforms, we're not doing a good job. Okay. So basically what I did was to select three platforms. I didn't select them for any reason. Maybe, they're used a little bit more than others. So let's go over, and again, the same, a lot of the things that, I've been I pointed out in previous uh, platforms are also present here. I already took a look. So diagnostic study design platforms, so SOPs, templates, layers, and PNP. So one very important thing, we're calling a platform. So a platform is the generic name for anything like an SOP, a template, a layer, or a PNP. Okay. So every time you have more than one, so any two of these, you combine the document inside a platform document. So let's update this. Okay. So I had mentioned this before. Let me say it again. If there's no SOP, delete SOP. There's no reason to keep empty material here. Number two, just see one thing. These headings are wrong. These headings are wrong. So template, it's always it's not about methods and results. It's always about methods and results. Now, this template here is heading 1. So methods has to be heading 2. Participants has to be heading 3. So on and so forth. Why is this important? Because if you don't get the heading right, this thing is hard to navigate. So you see, it's coming out with the wrong. So this is 3. This is also 3. So let's just fix this. This is 2. This is 3. This is 3. This is 3. Okay. So I fixed the heading. So again, no layers, no need. PNP, nothing here. References, strobe, and SGPS. Probably what I would do, again, I mentioned this in previous time. Let me just say this again. References is part of what we call, now I can't recall, I think it's called structure layer. Let me just do one thing here. Layer. How to create layers of information. Let's see, what did we call that layer? Method structure layer. So basically this is what I'm going to call it here. So this is a method structure, and this is heading 2, and then the idea is always to put some kind of comment. So these are standard reporting guidelines used for the definition of our templates. Now, very important. I don't think that the diagnostic studies are one of the things that we do the most. So I wouldn't worry about this one so much. But again, it's absolutely essential that every coordinator should be working on these platforms. Very, 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 very important. I cannot emphasize how important it is to get these platforms right. And right now, they're far from being right. So as you can see, the now the this thing the let me just fix this. So now the table of contents actually displays correctly. So here, this is a template. So again, this is out of form. So again, what our template says is that this portion should be in free text. And then the remaining, whenever you have bullets here, the bullet should be the examples. Okay, so the same thing has to be done for the other ones. Okay, so I won't fix that, but let me just move quickly to the next one. So system dynamics. So you see, first thing, fixing this, SOP. So, very first thing, so this thing is wrong. Like, this is not a table of contents. So this thing has no place here. The way you actually insert a table of contents is to go insert table of contents. Okay, and then you update. Now, as you can see, the headings are completely wrong. You see how this is indented, then so very likely what's going to happen here is that once I start let's see what this thing is. So this is an SOP, right? Looks like. So basically what I would say here is this is an SOP, therefore this becomes heading 2. This was heading 1, this becomes heading 2, this is heading 3, becomes heading 2 becomes heading 3. This was 2, becomes 3. This was 1, becomes 2. This is 1, becomes 2. This reference is actually not from here. So this thing will be moved into layers of information. Now layers of information, instead of heading 1, it's heading 3. There, we don't have a template, therefore it goes out. We don't have all of these layers. We only have the structure layer, which is heading 2. In here, we insert the reference. Now what's missing an expert view of the system modeling process. Okay. Yeah. So again, I don't know this paper, so I won't make any comments. Now again, PNP, this is heading 1. But then, you see there are some things here that are just plain wrong. So for example, why is there a link in PNP? So let's look at what this link has. And when you look at the link, it's basically a PNP for mediated modeling. So there's no reason why you should create a link and have a separate document. This thing doesn't make sense. So what you do is you go here and you remove the link. This is heading 2, this is correct. Again, here's something that should have been fixed a long time ago. So it would be good to fix this. I don't know who's in charge of this QD, but this platform should be necessarily revised. Let's see here what happens. You see, oh, now it has this one. system study design. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this just so that it doesn't show up in the table of contents, and I'm going to make it bold, and I'm going to make it big. Okay. So now when I review this, you know, as heading 1, we have like the SOP, the layers of information, and the PNP. And all the headings are aligned. Okay? Again, very important, very important. Take a platform that you use the most, put your name there, and you're going to become responsible for that platform. Bye.